weekend. I'm going to go ahead and pull you up here once again on Facebook so that I can see what you guys are saying. Let me know you're there. Say hello. Let me know you're watching. Hang on, it's waiting to load. There we go. Let me know you're watching. Again, as always, questions about the forecast in your neighborhood, drop a comment and I will answer you. All right, let's go ahead and first take a look back at what we had today. So it was slightly chillier today. We had temperatures in the upper 30s, couldn't quite make it to the 40s. What's in store for the week ahead? I've got rounds of rain, so a pretty active pattern is on the way. All of it looking to mostly be rain as opposed to snow, so no real long-lasting cold spells in the near future anyway. However, again, a very unsettled pattern. We're going to see a couple waves of rain. Nothing that's going to be as gusty, I'm expecting, as we saw this past week and into the early part of the weekend, but we could get a healthy dose of rain over the next 8 days. So let's get right to it. First off, let's talk our feels like temperatures, because that was a big thing yesterday. Temperatures were in the 30s and 40s or 50s early, and then through the afternoon the temperatures fell, but it felt a lot cooler because of our wind gusts. Now this evening, winds not a huge factor, a little breezy today, and that will continue to be the case overnight and into tomorrow, but it does feel slightly cooler than what it actually is. However, I will say I stepped outside of the station and it feels better than yesterday, that is for sure. Here's a look at our wind gusts over the next 24 hours. Your Monday is going to be nice and dry. Beginning of your Tuesday even starts dry. However, we do have another frontal boundary working its way towards us on Tuesday, and that will actually stall over us. So winds, again, going to be breezy through the afternoon tomorrow. Now let's talk temperatures. Today we, again, couldn't get out of the 30s. Started off in the low 20s. Typically we're in the mid 40s this time of year. I was thinking to myself that it felt maybe a little bit warmer than it should be this time of year. Turns out I was wrong. I think that cold spell we had in November kind of washed my brain a little bit. So as we get into the next week ahead, we're either going to be on the warmer than normal side or just slightly below normal for our temperatures. I'll show you that in the 8-day forecast, but let's talk tonight. We are about 2 to 5 degrees cooler than we were yesterday at this hour. West is slightly warmer, northwest mainly near Toledo. So we're not far off from your Saturday night. Where does that put us? Well, our temperatures are right around freezing. 29 in Mansfield, 32 in Cleveland, and 34 in New Philadelphia. I mentioned an unsettled weather pattern. Here is a look at that. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, all have at least some general chance of rain showers. Same goes for your Sunday. So let's go ahead and take a look at satellite and radar. What's going on here is we have this blocking pattern north in Canada, and you can kind of see the flow of this pattern here. It's going over this ridge. The rain is moving east from kind of these panhandle systems, and that'll be the case. Each of these systems, the one moving in Tuesday to Wednesday and then once again Thursday to Friday, they're pretty similar in nature as far as their pattern goes. The only difference will be that temperatures will be slightly cooler Thursday into Friday. With that, we could see a few wet snow flurries mixing their way in, but you'll notice the bulk of this rain that's occurring now is to our south. So bigger picture, well, you can't really see it, it's too far up there, but you'll notice kind of that ridge that I mentioned going through central United States, and that's the pattern that is dragging in this rain from the southwest. Now, thankfully, again, because it is coming out of the southwest, we are keeping this mostly rain, and I'm not expecting the cold air to really funnel in until Thursday, Friday, when that northwesterly flow and dry air to the north could start to sink south. So that blocking pattern to the north is going to be a key factor in how much rain versus a few snow flurries we see. So first, let's break down tonight. Your Sunday going to be on the quiet side, mainly clear. Clouds will start to increase by early morning tomorrow. We are seeing that southwesterly flow still come in, and temperatures are chilly. They're shy of freezing, upper 20s. And what did I say? What's normal for this time of year? 31. So we're a couple degrees below average. Let's go ahead and take a look at futurecasts over the next couple of days. This is a close picture for you, a very localized picture of northern Ohio. We'll go through about Tuesday on this and show you our next frontal boundary, which I mentioned is going to stall on Tuesday before a low pressure kicks it east on Wednesday. So you're starting your morning on Monday back to work, dry skies. However, clouds will start to creep in at that point. I expect to be in the upper 20s, and then tomorrow afternoon a little warmer. Will be in the mid and upper 40s for our highs. Cooler to the east, warmer to the west. Now, as we get into our Monday night and Tuesday, we are going to see this moisture work its way in from the southwest. However, it's encountering some dry air, so the lower levels of the atmosphere are going to be on the drier side until they can get fully saturated. So what that means for you, it's going to take a while for the rain that approaches us to make its way to the ground. So a few spotty showers Monday late, and then Tuesday afternoon, once that atmosphere is saturated, that's when we'll see the scattered showers. So here's a look at your drive to and from work tomorrow. Again, going to be nice and dry and warmer tomorrow as well. Unfortunately, not a ton of sunshine. Now, big picture, this is a bit more of an extended outlook that goes through next Saturday. I wanted to show you that pattern I mentioned of seeing these waves of rain. So there's number one moving in Monday night into about Tuesday, stalls on Tuesday, and then moves to the east on Wednesday. However, Wednesday, again, we still hold some chances of rain. Then again, same kind of direction here. System out of the southwest works its way towards us, arrives Thursday, sticks around for Friday, and then dries out by Saturday. But you'll notice the difference with this one is that I do expect some of that cooler air to have the potential to sink south, and that for us means eastern counties as well as western counties of our viewing area could see a few wet snow flurries mix in. Now with that, I will say I don't expect it to last long, because take a look at our afternoon high temperatures on Thursday and Friday, and even Saturday for that matter. They're in the low 40s. So while this is a degree or two below the average for this time of year, it's not, you know, snow weather. However, the overnight temperatures, as they're right around freezing, especially late Thursday into early Friday, and then I wouldn't even rule out late Friday into early Saturday, us seeing some mix. And also keep in mind with the wet roads, especially bridges, overpasses, untreated surfaces, those are the days that you're going to have to watch for the slick spots on the road. So enjoy these milder temperatures that we have here in the next Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 3 days. Even though Tuesday and Wednesday does come with the chance of showers, you'll notice it wasn't a complete washout, especially on Tuesday, early morning, you'll get some dry time. So we're keeping this a pretty general chance for rain at the moment with that blocking pattern in place. Once we get to Thursday and Friday, and then again Sunday and Monday, we might make some adjustments as to how much rain you guys could see. So I've been watching here. It doesn't look like anybody has any questions. It's a pretty straightforward forecast. We've just got, you know, rounds of rain, chances for rain each day. Timing on it, of course, we will give you a better estimate of that closer to the systems that approach. So you all have a great rest of your weekend and have a safe trip to work on Monday.